Hi, everybody. I am so grateful to be here with my dear sister, soul sister, Sarah. And Sarah just completed the Unapologetically You course, the live journey with me. And she's here to share a little bit about her experience. Sarah, it has been such a gift, like a deep, deep treasure to have you in the journey. And I first want to just acknowledge you for how much you gave to the experience. It's such a truth that the more that we give, the more that we get. The more we invest our energy and our time into something, the more benefit and reward and return on our investment we experience and we receive. And I really saw you show up just like 110% and give it your all, like full throttle into this experience of homecoming to deeper aspects of your authentic self. So I want to honor you first and foremost
Thank
and
you.
celebrate you. Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Sarah, I would love for you to share what are some of the ways that you feel more connected to your unapologetic self and your authentic expression, and how is your reference for that and the experience of that within yourself now after completing the program different from
Mhm.
when you started?
Yeah, so when I first started, I was definitely going through a transitional time in my life. I was about to turn 30, which was huge, or I just had, I think. And I feel like there was just a lot of letting go. There was a lot of new. There was just a lot of busyness going on in my life. And I didn't really have like a pocket of time to really dedicate to myself. And then when this opportunity presented itself at the perfect timing, like it always does, um, I fully committed to it. And I always knew that there was things in my past that I had been through that I never fully gave the time and like effort and acknowledgement to, and then working through that. So like it really just seemed like it was a time in my life to fully do that because I didn't want to bring that all into the next decade. I wanted to like make a real change and make like a real commitment to myself. So I was fully able to do that. Um it took time though. I'm not able to do that naturally. It's not something that comes natural to me. So even in the beginning, like vulnerability doesn't come naturally to me. So just to see my development, I remember my first video where I was like very like right away, I was like, just so you know, like I'm not one that likes to open up, but maybe, we'll see how it goes or whatever. And then to know like, the last one, our closing ceremony that I had, like, like breaking down in tears because like, I'm not gonna have this space and all of that, and now to know that I'm walking on my own like a baby, like you like taught me how to walk and now I have to walk on my own. So yeah, it's definitely been just life changing, to say the least.
Oh, Sarah, potent, potent, potent. Yes, like really seeing you flower into vulnerability is a testament to how much you went into those vulnerable places within yourself and held a field, a space of love. And I find that the more that we are able to welcome and receive ourselves in our totality in kindness, compassion, love, we're able to bring that into the world outside of us. We're able to actually be our unapologetic selves. When we stop being apologetic for who we are, even if it's only between us and us, then
Yeah.
we can actually be unapologetic to those around us and to
Yeah.
life. So how
hmm
are you more unapologetically you in life now?
Um, so I think I'm just that. I am just unapologetically myself. Like I really dove deep into the dark and nasty parts of myself that I just knew were always not benefiting me, but they were comfortable. So I keep them around because that's what we do. Um, and now I'm just accepting. I honor those parts of me. I understand them. I'm like, I feel like I'm one and the same. And not only that, like I can control them, like these things, they like build up inside of you, whether they're anxieties or depressions or whatever it is, and like they'll take over you, like whether you like to admit it or not, they'll take over everyone in different ways. So it's hard to say. But for me, like these anxieties were just eating away at me and stuff. And like they always had been, and it was just different. And it was just so crazy to see like something that I had dealt with as a child meet like 30-year-old me and now be like, oh, it's still you. Like it's still you I'm dealing with. Like, and like that's me. That's gonna be me. And that was like the turning point of like being like, oh, okay, like I need to be more loving to myself. I need to be more accepting. And
Mm,
now that's just what I strive to be. I catch myself when I'm not very um what's the word? Not like critical, but I'm just very particular about what I allow in my realm, my personal realm and like the ones like outside of it.
mm, yeah. So would you say that unapologetically you has naturally affected the way you're now showing up for your relationships, in addition to just like, yourself, and how, and if yes, then how, yeah, how are you operating differently in your relations?
Yeah. So I mean the relationships quite honestly started falling off at one point because I was just honoring myself and my boundaries and things of that sort. And then they were also able to get to a healthy place too. Like it was like we had that kind of like initial, like, okay, this is what it is. And just like they tell you when you set boundaries, like if they love you, they'll respect them and they'll come back and you'll work it out. So like I was just able to finally do that though. Like I had never had my boundaries setting with people. So as far as relationships with family and friends, like they've definitely improved, but I feel like it also just brings you back to realize like it's always you at the end of the day. Like your relationship with yourself has such a huge impact on your relationship with everything to your relationship with others. So it
Mm.
really just um, made me appreciate the relationships I have, made me really want to focus on the relationship with myself and just hopeful that, the right timing and like all of that will just fall into place to where like anyone else that comes into my life moving forward um will just be like exactly what I've desired, like what I've wanted. Like I won't stand for anything else. So I feel like there's just a lot of self-respect in that, and also just appreciation and gratitude for the people I do have in my life, and wanting to like dive into those relationships. I want to give them the especially my friendships. I feel like I've really been like putting on a pedestal. I really want to like do things for them that like I might have done like in relationships that would be taken for granted. I'm like, why haven't I like cooked for my like why haven't I like brought them out? Why haven't I like went crazy for their birthdays or their, celebrations and stuff? So I feel like it's really just made me want to focus on like the good people that I have in my life.
Yes, the people that feel supportive, nurturing, and aligned with
Yeah.
your authentic self and your, what you desire more of in your life.
Hmm.
Mm.
Exactly.
Oh, I love that. Yes. So, one other question, Sarah, in this was, I remember there was a big focus for you around sovereignty and being what you needed, what you always needed, and what you now need. And so, can you say some words on that and what that experience has been like for you, and coming home to yourself and, your innate resourcefulness and power and sovereignty?
Yeah. So I mean that was my the what was it called? To set the
Your
statement.
foundational belief.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
my foundational statement, was that I am all I have ever needed. And I came up with that obviously through just working through, everything with you and class and stuff. Um, and then it took me a while to even like believe it. It took me a while to put it up where, you had told us like I think week one to throw that thing somewhere we would see it every day. And I don't think it went up until like week four. But that was the great thing about it because everything was your own process. Like there were obviously certain things that you were expected to complete, but like were also like not forced into doing anything that wasn't like at the right time. Like if something didn't feel right, then you don't do it. And then when you did it when it was feeling right, it was so much more potent, like you say. So yeah. So I would, I put that up eventually. And then, like I just even I was at the gym and like one, I think before one of our classes, I had gone to the gym and I was like talking to myself in the mirror, like not like actually talking to myself at the gym, but like just talking like through and being like, like, I love you, like you're so great, like just talking myself up and like being like, you've done all this, like you've gotten yourself to this point, like you'll continue to get yourself further, like you are like I just started really appreciating myself and loving myself and like just literally every aspect of me, whether it was like my past, whether it was physical about me, whether it was my knowledge, like it just like fully gave myself the self-love and like put myself on that pedestal that I put everyone else on. And everyone else puts me on too. And it's like, why don't you know all this stuff? And I'm just like, but no, it's like, no, like, why didn't I? Like, why was I acting like I wasn't like amazing and like the best thing ever and like brings so much to the table, and you're out here like searching
Yep.
for other things, but it's like, it's just you. You're the problem. You need
The
to
answer.
address it. You need to address it.
Oh, oh my gosh, I love that. So potent and
Mhm,
deep and yeah, just
mhm,
amazing. For someone who might be interested in Unapologetically You and they're curious about committing to themselves in this way and investing their time and dedication to a course like this, what would you say to that person who is on on the fence? Like why do this? Why give this to yourself?
mhm. So since I've been doing this, and especially since I finished it and gotten to this point after the full 10 weeks, had like a knot in my stomach around people that need this kind of like nourishment, that need this like commitment to themselves, that need this 2+ hours ish, like, once a week to like fully give to yourself and just get to the bottom of it because I just like what life is so stressful nowadays. There's so many stressors in this world. And like it's we all have the tools right in front of us. Like it's all the stuff that everyone's avoiding. Like, difficult communication, those conversations we don't want to have, leaving the comfort zones, like trying something new, like just doing something different that's maybe not what everyone else is doing like you've done, like you're the one that like can speak on this like, because coming from where we grew up, I mean, I'm still here. Everyone else is still here too. Like you've taken a path that was completely different and there's people have also moved away and stuff like that too, but your commitment to yourself is so original, so to be able to have your guidance and like your like you've just given this everything. This is your life. So to hear you teach on it and like share wisdom, it's like, it's just that's it's so worth it. And like if anyone's doubting themselves or if they think it's like cliche or if they think it's too spiritual or whatever anyone's excuse is for avoiding themselves, like they would just I they would just benefit so much. This world would benefit so much if everyone can just take this course. I truly mean that. And like I've been saying it to all my friends because you know me, my friends come to me. I'm like the therapist of my friends. So they come and I'm like, you know what you need? Like, you need to sign up for Yiz's class. Like, you need to take 10 weeks to yourself and do this. Like, seriously, because,
Yeah.
it's all the reassurance you need in this life.
Mhm. And Sarah, I'm curious if there are any ways that you feel that Unapologetically You has supported you in feeling more connected to purpose or has served you in relationship to your sacred service or your career.
Yeah, so I feel like Unapologetically You has answered questions that I have been chasing the answer for quite some time when it comes to purpose, career, all of that. I've always had ideas of what I wanted to do, but I always felt like I needed to have like that one thing. Like, some people it's music, some people, it's art, whatever it is, like everyone has their like niche. And even though I have a niche, I'm good at what I do. I just always felt like I was lacking my purpose. I always felt like there was more I was supposed to do. Like I wasn't like doing my full service. I always had that disconnect. And then with what you provided, the blueprint of just basically me and everything that was so helpful, I saw, a lot of things in that was like, you don't need a specific purpose. You are just you and you are this gift and you just do what you do and flow and like your life is a purpose, like that. And just like not putting so much pressure on myself, like not trying to be perfect, not trying to think in the past, like not trying to think like why not like why is my situation different? Like why was I given this hand of cards? Like the envy, the jealousy and like other people's situation, like trying like just let it all go. Like, that's not I am here for a reason, and like I said, I'm a gift to this world. Like, I provide a listening ear to people, I provide guidance, I give people hope. Like, I give people so many people hope in their situations. Um, and after I realized all this through class and everything, it segued into me, wanting to pursue a yoga instructing certification and gonna do it in Bali actually, which is completely out of my comfort zone whatsoever, but it's like made me want to like do that for myself just for, everything that'll bring. But then also like that directly connects to my field of psychology and, mental health advocacy and connecting, breathing and meditation to, all of that stuff. So it's really just brought everything together and given me the reassurance that I am on the right path. Um, and there is no right path at the same time. Like I'm just meant to live and experience and just share like use my experiences that I've been put through in this life to guide other people in their journeys.
Wow, Sarah, that is seriously so profound. As we can see through your journey, you coming home to this deep place of empowerment of your true essence, your true nature, your authentic self. You now have made a choice that is beyond your comfort zone, is expanding you to new horizons of yoga teacher training, to stepping into greater leadership within your life and for the betterment of everyone who gets to work with you within mental health, being a mental health practitioner. That is
Mhm.
just so beautiful that you were able to come to a greater sense of self and incorporate these elements into a more comprehensive aspect of your sacred expression in the world, and that there perhaps these other elements can include those deeper layers of meaning that you're looking for. And I'm just so proud of you for meeting all
Thank
of these
you.
powerful edges with such grace and resolve and dedication and willingness. And I'm just so excited to see your soulful prosperity ongoing from here.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, thanks to your guidance, I'm gonna be able to. I'll just continue to blossom.
Oh, thank you, love.
Okay, so having Yiz to guide me through this whole experience has been absolutely magical. She is everything that you would need in a person when you're in such a vulnerable state. Anytime you've ever felt unheard, you felt like you weren't being looked at when you were speaking, you felt disregarded, you felt like people were listening to respond rather than listening to understand. That is never the case with Yiz. Like Yiz is here truly living her purpose, and her purpose is to hear everything you have to say. Like she thrives on hearing everything you have to say. She thrives on everyone's experiences and, you know, wants to assist in their struggles and show them new ways and just like a totally different like way of life. And it's just a beautiful thing. And anyone who feels like they don't have, someone that they feel comfortable turning to. Like, it's just, it's like therapy. Like, not everybody, like having that clean slate with someone, like um, there's no history. It's like you can just come in and just be who you are and just kind of like tell somebody your story. Obviously, it's going to be so eye opening and so reassuring. And I just imagine like just it's just anything you've ever needed, like truly in a person. And the support, it's like the best kind of support with yes.